right, we're coming at you for an emergency pod, episode 16. This really wasn't on the docket. It's a Friday now as we're recording. Friday, I'm drunk by now, and I am going to be getting drunk. I mean, cheers to Friday. Shout out to Hackensack.
Ooh, what you got going on over there?
Shout out to Hackensack Brewery for the Oh the Pain IPA, the special Jets brew that Joe Beningo kind of conjured up with those guys. But it's fucking
Respect.
strong. So I might be drunk by the time that we finish recording this because it's a double IPA. So
We're gonna
we're
need a drink for the
we're
next
not
fucking
fucking
couple of
around, but
days.
I feel the title is justified in what's going on. Oh, the pain, as Joe Beningo likes to say. Elijah Moore evidently wants out of this whole deal. News kind of came out. Though actually, it's like slowly like it's a soap opera. I mean, the NFL is a soap opera. The Jets are the best soap opera within that soap opera,
The Lisa
and
Renna of all soap operas, bro. I just
and
don't
it,
get it.
and I'm yesterday I'm in the car and I'm driving with my wife to take our cat to the vet and my buddy texts me and they send me like a link to a tweet and I open it and it's been deleted and all they're like, oh, you think he's gonna get traded, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like the tweet's deleted, like who's getting traded, what's getting traded? And then I'm like, let me open up Twitter, see what's going on. And they're like, oh, Elijah Moore's not at practice. Of course, we saw the tweets after the win over Green Bay last weekend, which we didn't really get a chance to talk about this week. But obviously, the Jets have a huge win over Green Bay, one of their better wins, probably their best win of the season. But
Yes.
obviously, that was a run heavy affair. They couldn't really throw the ball. They were locked up when they did throw it, so they pound the rock with Hall and Carter and all those guys and resulted in a huge win. I mean, we're all happy the Jets are flying high at 4-2, and then of course it's like Rich Samini, which good dude, like good writer, has been there forever, but like Sunday night he's like, oh, the one of all the amazing facts to come out of the Jets win over Green Bay, I think the one that's most surprising is like Elijah Moore, 0 targets. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I mean, I think it's been apparently obvious. I think we've even talked about it a little bit on the pod, but like Moore hasn't been very involved in the offense this year. I
No.
mean, there's no way of beating around the bush or hiding it or trying to like sugarcoat. Like a lot of people want to be like, oh, he's only 4 targets away from being away from the team leader in like the Jets passing game really hasn't been a factor at least since
Uh,
Zach Wilson has come back. But even before then, they weren't really passing the ball effectively. It's been a run heavy offense. They're running 12 personnel, and that's just kind of been the story.
but
So
that's
it
the offense. Like it's just we've talked about it a bunch of times. Like I understand the frustration. They are using him wrong. I mean, a lot of his route tree has been limited. He's running go routes on the outside. That's not his skill set. He should be moved to the inside. But Garrett Wilson was producing. Again with limited targets, just like he's getting, because the personnel that they're running with is a run heavy scheme and it's working. That's the thing that's, and now we're going to dive into the rant, but like that's what's so fucking frustrating here is that as Jeff fans, as other players are analyzing, they're watching across the board, they're like, this shit doesn't make sense. Like they're winning. Everybody was bitching like, oh, the coaching staff doesn't know how to make adjustments. They don't know what they're doing. It's so unprepared. Then they do exactly that. Prepare and say, you know what? We can't throw against the Packers or we can't throw against whoever. So you know what? We drafted a guy high. Let's run the rock. And it's been working. The
right,
last 2 to 3 weeks, the last three out of, or no, 2 out of the last 3 weeks, Brees Hall has been rookie of the week for a reason. You know what I mean? Almost 200 scrimmy yards, and then he has another 119 on the ground on Sunday. It's been working. So it's like, all right, like I guess, we're all not going to eat because whatever's working is going to work. And it's like, it's really showed a weird side of like me first, not the team. If they were, like you said, if they were 1-6, if they were 1-5, if they were 0-6, I'm like, you know what? Like everyone's pissed off. Everyone, red alarm, do what you got to do. But like, you're winning and
right.
everything's happy. The vibe is great. The locker room's cool. You got sauce with the cheese head on. And then like you got to deal with this. You have to wake up to that. It like almost like from a player standpoint, this is what's weird. Like it makes him look so bad. Like right now, to say it today, everybody is crucifying it. Like from some certain beat writers to ex players, they're ripping him apart Like you listen to Bart Scott's thing. Did you hear
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
2 days ago?
Yeah.
He was like, bro, you played 17 games. You're still a young
Right.
pup. Like, relax. Like, you'll get your time. It goes through the ebb and flows. But like coming out right now is weird. Like, I
Right.
get you have the same, yeah.
I think you have to give it a season. Like if he goes the rest of the length of the season, no matter where the Jets finish, if the Jets make the playoffs, they finish with 9 wins, or if they don't win another game, it doesn't really matter. But if you look at the end of the year to wherever the Jets finish and you're not happy with how that season progressed from week 1 to week 17, if you finish fifth on the team in targets, then I get it. I get it a little bit more. But like we're 6 weeks into the season, you're only 3 games in
Two
with your
quarterbacks in.
right,
2 quarterbacks in.
right, 3 games in with your starter, who's 3-0 since he came back. Granted, are they winning because of him? No, they're probably winning in spite of Zach Wilson for the most part, other than that fourth quarter in Pittsburgh.
Real quick, pause. I beg to differ. I disagree. Only
Okay,
because the way, and again, let me go.
let
The
you go,
way
baby.
this
That's
the
what
way
we're here
this
for,
scheme,
baby.
and not saying he's a game manager, because I think he's more than that. He brings more to the table than a Mark Sanchez. He brings more to the table than a Trent Dilfer. He's
Mobility.
more than a, yes, he's more than a, he's a, like, not a glorified game manager, but he's and then some. I wouldn't say he's a stud where he's gonna throw for 400, 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's not what works. What this offense is built around right now is making crucial third down decisions, converting, marching down the field, eating the clock, and chipping away and scoring points. This team is not going to be built for throwing 60 times. You know what? You know what? The last time, what did we throw the first 3 weeks? Remember, we were making jokes like Joe
Flacco
Flacco is
threw like 52 times or some shit
yeah,
week 1.
52 times, 340 yards. Cool. Loss. And again,
Loss.
you know what I'm saying? Like you were 1-2 or
Yeah.
whatever it was through that stretch. Yeah, the offense, like he was throwing the ball a bunch of times, but you're losing. It's not working. There's that insanity thing. Like, do it a bunch of times. Like, you got to adapt, or if not, you're crazy. Like, you're just gonna keep not working.
Right.
And it's
But
like, so why now? Why all of a sudden now that Wilson's back? Like the shit that we're doing, we're praising him for the third down conversions, the making the big plays when it counts, and chewing the clock. And it's like, but I'm not getting the ball. It's like I'd be like how is Corey Davis not like almost yoking him up and be like, shut the fuck up.
right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Like it almost, and even to kind of go back on that other tangents, like looking at the cryptic tweets, like Sauce coming out with was a Psalm, whatever. Then
Yeah.
Willie Park coming out and say, like, oh, I'm here at 4:30. This is the routine. This isn't for the, young boys. This is for grown men. It's like, is there something we don't know? Was
Yeah.
this like again? Was this stewing for a long time? Was he like a diva or kind of a little bit of a dickhead all season? And now the locker room can now like openly turn on him. When in the locker room, they're kind of like brushing him aside. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be more we don't know because
Yeah.
none of it makes sense.
Yeah. And I think that's where you toe a very fine line with like I was talking about this with a couple of my other buddies that I talk to pretty regularly about fantasy or whatever, and we were just talking about the situation today, and they made a good point. Like Brees Hall, like in tweets about this, and Sauce tweeting, and Willie Parks tweeting, and all these
Speaks
guys.
volumes, dude.
It speaks volumes, but also whatever the end game is, if the end game plan, which Salah says trading him is not an option, it makes him staying in that room a lot harder because if these guys are going to express, I guess, a semblance of disrespect or kind of back the snarky stuff or the stuff that's going to put more down out on social media, it only entices him that much more to want to leave and to not want to mend fences and to not want to be in that locker room. And I just think that the best situation that could play out here is that I think the end game for everybody ultimately should be sit down like grown fucking men and figure this out.
Yep.
Like,
Talk about it and just let's move forward.
I mean, this is what they pay Salah for. This is what they pay LaFleur for. And you've spent the last 2 years building a culture. And I know that's like a cliche word that gets thrown around a lot. I'm not like a
But you
huge
did.
I'm not like a huge believer in a culture thing, but like for the Jets specifically, it is a culture thing. They've been nothing but losers for pretty much their entire existence, but more specifically this last 12-year time period since Rex Ryan left, it's been like epic losing. It's not just like incompetency, it's just incompetency to the nth degree.
You
And
had linebackers punching your starting quarterback, breaking his jaw. You've had starting safeties jawing with other. You've had so much bullshit. And again,
especially
it is a cliche, but it's true. Like,
and it finally feels like, and obviously winning cures all, and the Jets are winning, but it feels like that locker room has turned. And the last 4, 5, 6 weeks that the Jets have been on this little run where they've brought a ton of optimism, a ton of excitement to this fan base that desperately needed it. The one underlying thing you could feel is that like the tide has turned. This doesn't feel like the same old Jets anymore. There's
mm-hmm.
been some kind of injection of camaraderie and excitement and
And we
respect
thought it was
amongst each
youth.
other,
You
right?
know what I
And
mean? It's like
youth, but there's youth mixed with a good group of vets. You got like Vinnie Curry and Corey Davis,
C.J.
and then
Mosley.
C.J. Mosley and Laken Tomlinson, and so
Mm-hmm.
DJ Reed. You got these guys that have been out there, Whitehead, guys that have been there, won Super Bowls, been in playoff games, and been to Pro Bowls, and there's a good mix of vets, but the influx of youth that not only are they youth and are they rookies, but they're like the heartbeat of the team. Garrett
Yeah.
Wilson, Brees Hall, Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter. We
They're the
thought, well, we
lifeblood of the
thought
team right now.
right, and
Period.
Elijah Moore was in that mix, and I think for the Jets to continue to go on the track of ascension that the way they want to go, Elijah Moore has to be a big part of that. Because
And
I
they
think
want him to. They
right,
do.
that's the thing they want him to, and I think the thing that also gets overlooked is has more has been lined up outside on that X spot, but that's where he was a majority of last year too. He took like
Yeah.
75% of his snaps in the X spot last year, and he had success there. The problem was last year, the Jets didn't have a line, the Jets didn't have a running back, the Jets didn't have a tight end. Now they do. There's just more mouths to feed. And so has the offense shifted since last season? Of course it has. They have two competent tight ends. They have a much better line, and they have arguably one of the top 3 or 4 running backs in the league with a great backup that could start for 25 other teams in the
Yeah.
league. And so when you're running 12 personnel, pounding the ball down the throat, or you're taking a 2-step drop and hitting tight ends across the middle, you don't need wide receiver. You can't feed the wide receiver as often as you were last year. And I know we talked about it in the chat. It's funny, like the Jets were fucking terrible last year, but like Moore never opened his mouth when he caught his touchdowns losing by fucking 25 or
Mm-hmm.
getting having that 141-yard fucking game when they got blown out. Like there was no like, oh man, I really wish we won. I'd give all these targets back. Like, because now that's what it comes across as. Is that what he means? Probably not. But to the lay
That's what
fan,
it
to
looks
us,
like.
when we're paying our hard earned fucking money to buy jerseys and tickets and we're up at fucking dawn to go to these games every Sunday, all we give a fuck about is that team winning. I don't care how many balls this guy catches, how many yards that guy had, how many targets. Doesn't matter to me. All I care about is
Yeah.
when the clock hits 0-0-0, the Jets have more points than the
We
opponent.
won.
And for the last 3 weeks they have. And it seems like the issue with Elijah Moore is he wasn't happy in which the manner the Jets got the W. Last week, Brees Hall pounded it down their fucking throat. To me, it sounds like Elijah Moore wanted the Jets to win, but he wanted the success and not Brees Hall. And to me, that's fucking
Mm-hmm.
bullshit. I mean,
And
it
that's the
doesn't matter.
problem.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And that's the thing. What's that age-old question? It's like, would you rather, win the Super Bowl, but like, tear your ACL on the first play, but the team won? Or do you want to break every, Super Bowl receiving record or rushing, whatever record in your position you are, but you get blown out and you lose? Like, most people are always going to say, oh, I want the ring. I want the W. I want the win. But
Sure.
like, that's not what this looks like. This is not like, that's why I still truly believe there's something else to the story we don't know about. Whether he was something that stewed from before, whether he had a
We
fight with
probably
somebody.
we probably know 10% of the story from
Zach
what's out
Wilson
on
might have had
social
sex with
media.
his mom. We
Yeah,
don't know.
probably
Could have been
did.
anything. But you know what I'm
Probably
saying?
get
Like, but it's I feel bad for even saying that. But either way, like something doesn't make sense here. And to be honest, and I don't want to, and I said this in the chat too, I don't want to sound like the old guy in the room because we're only in our 30s or we're not. But like, I really do believe like this younger generation, for lack of, it's fucking weird. Like with the
yeah.
transfer portal, with not facing adversity, with just being like, I can, instead of dealing with my problems, instead of like taking the head on and try to fight through it, I'm going to circle back and I'm going to turn around and go somewhere where it's easier. Take the easy road. Like, remember I think it was last year. Remember last year when DK like snapped at Shannon Sharp, and we're like, "Who are
Yeah.
you?" It's like,
Yeah.
I'm a Pro Bowl,
I'm a Hall
Super
of
Bowl
Fame
winning
fucking
Hall of
yeah.
Fame. Like
Yeah.
how many points do I got to make? Player who fucking paved the road for you, young
Yeah.
blood. Like,
Yeah.
what? And then like if I was playing, if we were still playing and we were on the same field, practice, I would have laid you the fuck out, stood over you while the coach is cross his arm and says, "Let him learn."
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? But like now they're so coddled and like you're expected to, get everything. And it's like, oh, well, I want to win and I want to eat too. It's like, no, you got to make a decision. Either we're going to win and I'm going to be happy for my brothers and my team and my, have that camaraderie with my boys, or
Yeah.
I'm going to bitch and be a diva. And like, oh, well, I'd rather, pad my stats and get paid than win. Then honestly, if that's the case and that's truly who he is, which I don't think it is, I think he's got other frustrations. I don't want you on my fucking team. I'll trade you for a bag of balls. I don't care how fucking good you are. That's the NFL that I remember. That's the NFL we grew up on. If you
Right.
don't want to be here, get the fuck out. We'll just cut you. Go be somebody else's fucking problem. And that's what they did with Antonio Brown. Yeah, he made some money. Yeah, he did some shit, but look what happened to him now. He's out doing weird shit in Dubai. But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird, like, not culture dynamic, but it's like I'm expected somebody to solve my problems for me, and I just show up and I reap the benefits of it. It's like, no, man, this is hard work. This is a job that only was like 300 people get to
Yeah.
enjoy in the
Right.
world.
Yeah.
Like your position, it's something to be like, something to hold dear to you. That's why every ex-player that has heard this has shook their head and won't even like dive into it. It's just like, it's not good. It's not good. Like Bart Scott, Nick Mangold, Victor Cruz, Shannon Sharp. Who's the guy in Good Morning Football? One of the McCourties. They look
Yeah.
the same. Don't matter. Everyone's take, every ex-player's take on this is bad. And they're
Except
like,
Brand
this is
except Brandon Marshall. Did you see Brandon Marshall?
don't get me. Brandon Marshall, I like Brandon Marshall. His
He's
his take was completely
oh, it was
wrong.
terrible.
Like,
What the fuck is he talking
not
about?
even like it's justifiable or like, oh well, it's the way you look at it. How'd you read it? He was wrong. He's like, oh, Zach Wilson didn't stand up for his guy. Zach Wilson literally said, I
Zach
love Elijah. I
Zach
want
Wilson
him
was like,
here.
right. He's like, I love Elijah Moore. We need Elijah to go where we want to go. I've expressed that to him that I love him and we need him to be
We
part of
need
this
him.
team. And like,
Like,
what else?
well,
What else did you want him to say? Short of like, I want Elijah to come over tonight and I'll have sex with him. Like, what did you want
yeah,
him
like
to say? What did you
it didn't
want him
make
to
like
say?
there's
I,
always got to be somebody who,
I
again,
feel like the Jets and the entire franchise as a whole, in terms of players being at like everybody's handled it perfectly. Like on their end,
perfectly.
like this isn't the Jets doing. Like this is strictly on. I mean, is the Jets doing that? He's frustrated, sure, but like there's a way to go about it and a way to not. Like in my job, like if I'm not happy, I ask my boss to have a meeting and we like close the door and we talk about what's going on. And like I
Figure it
say,
out.
like, hey, either my role needs to change or I need more responsibility or less responsibility or I need more money, or I'm gonna have to look elsewhere. But like you give them the courtesy to like figure it out before you just walk in and are like, all right, well, I'm getting too many phone calls. I'm fucking out of here. Like,
I want out.
right, like
It worked for my
can you
buddy
do that?
AJ Brown, so I want you to
Right.
do it too. Like, you're
Like
locked
can
up for
you
6 years. Like, you ain't going nowhere.
right. He's still got another 2.5 years under contract. But he's done nothing. He has 4 career games with 60 yards or more.
And that's what
4.
I'm saying. That's like that weird entitlement. I don't understand what like he's doing. And his brand is shot now. Like, I get it. Like, you'll have somebody. He's not gonna say he's gonna be blackballed. If like we were to trade him, I'm sure teams would line up to get him. But like, if I'm like, let's say another player, if I'm Corey Davis or I'm an ex-player and I go to talk to him and say, hey man, like, let's talk. What's going on? Vent. Let's hear it. Like, my response would be, hey, listen, I totally get your frustration. You have a more expanded route tree than just 9 go routes, but like you've played technically less than one full season with the
Mm-hmm.
team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like you did a lot last year, you stunk. Now you guys are okay, you guys are good or ascending. But at the benefit of you not getting the targets or the catches, but shouldn't that be what matters to you? Aren't you happy for your team? Aren't you boys with Michael Carter? Aren't you happy seeing your buddy jump up and down every week? Like, what's the matter here? Like, and go to the floor. Like, hey man, like, can we dial up some stuff for me? Let me get some of those reverses. Let me do this. Let me show what I could do. And I'm sure the floor will be like, you know what? Let's
Well,
see what we got for you.
apparently that's what happened yesterday. Is LaFleur and Moore had a huge blowout, and that's when they sent him the fuck home. Like, apparently they had a
You
spat.
you can't yell at coaches. I don't
Right.
care who the fuck you are. I don't care if you're Tom Brady. You don't. It's still that clear line because then it shows the rest of the team your colors and it shows them like what you can and can't do. Especially even like the young kids. If they see you yelling at fucking the head coach, that chips away at his respect a little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, not to most people, but it's what happens. They get belittled. Everyone around looks like, "Ooh, how's coach going to respond to that? What's going on?" You should send him home. You know what? They're right to be like, you know what? You're not sitting this week, and I
They did.
wouldn't sit him until he figured out.
They did the only thing they could do. He couldn't
Good.
play this week, and they can't trade him.
For all
That's all they could do.
for all my bettors out there, because I've seen this story before. Hammer the anytime Denzel Mims touchdown. Because watch you want to talk about soap opera? Watch Denzel Mims go off for 6 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Watch. That's what happens all the time. It's going to happen.
Joe Douglas wants that to happen. He'll get value. All he needs is a couple good games from Mims. He could flip him for a 4. Like he he needs him to do something. If he's inactive, he's not going to get anything for him. But if you put him out there, that X fits Mims better than it does Moore. That's his game.
He's bigger, faster. He can win jump 50-50 balls. And honestly, he was a good blocker. Like that fits his skill set better.
Correct.
I don't know. Like the Jets are winning, but they weren't using him right. He should have more touches, but he did it. But you're winning. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and there's a way to go about it. Yeah, have a closed door meeting. Let's talk about this. If he never opened his mouth and said a word, and he went out here to Denver this weekend, and he had 3 catches for 39 yards, and he's still frustrated. Then you go to LaFleur and you say, "Hey, man, this is now 4 weeks. Wilson's been back. I'm not very involved, and I'm not happy. I want to talk about this. How can we get me more involved? What can we do? Can you move me inside? Can you move Garrett outside? What can we do to get me more involved? I feel like I'm a playmaker. I feel like when the ball's in which I agree with, when the ball's in his hands, good things happen. We've seen that before. I think it's something that has to be settled and talked about. But to go on social media and express your frustration about it, and then to come into practice and have a spat with your coaching staff about it, and then to be sent home and then 2 hours later request a trade in 17 games in your career on a team that's the 3rd seed in the AFC right now, with a bunch of winnable games ahead. I mean, there's true playoff aspirations going on right now.
Yeah,
whether they happen or not, I don't know.
Right,
but like they're in the hunt for a playoff spot. There's no escaping that. Whether they're good, bad, somewhere in the middle, I don't know. But they're in the hunt for a playoff spot, and they're going to continue to fight for that the rest of the season. There's a lot of winnable games. Even if they lose this weekend in Denver, this is the ultimate trap game, as we've talked about. Great defense, arguably the best defense in the league. So, like, it's not like you're going in there facing Jacksonville or a team that's fighting for the number 1 pick. I mean, you're going in there and playing a competent defense. So can they shut them down? Sure. But, like, even then, the Jets, they walk out of there 4-3. There's another winnable game staring them. It is what it is. If the Jets win 7, 8, 9 games, whatever it is, this is pretty much the rest of the year's all gravy. They need to win 4 more games. For me to be happy, they'd have to win 3 or 4 more games for this to be a successful year. Are we greedy? Sure as fuck we are greedy now.
Easily possible.
Because nobody, including us, expected them to start 4-2. So now that they're 4-2, we want more. We want 10 wins. We want a playoff spot. Could that happen? Sure. It very well might. But could they end up with 7 wins? Sure. But that at the beginning of the year, we all said for this to be successful, 7 wins was the minimum that we needed to feel good. So all they have to do is go 6. They have to go 6-5 the rest of the way to win 10 games. They have to play 1 game over 500 the rest of the way to win 10 games. Is that doable? 100%.
To win 10 games, too.
To win 10
not
games.
To win 5, not to win 7, to win 10 games, which we all laughed at each other when we said 10. Wishful thinking.
If they play a game under 500 the rest of the way, they win 9 games this year. A game under 500. So, I mean, it's doable.
Yeah.
This year is going to hopefully far exceed all expectations that we had. And how we get there, I don't think you could argue about it. Like you said, if we're losing, if we're right now, if the Jets are 1-5 and they're not running the ball, that the Breece Hall's getting stuffed at the fucking line, they can't punch it in, nobody's doing it, and Elijah Moore has the target share that he does, that's reason to bitch. But
Mm-hmm.
the offense is working. That's the issue. The offense is working. And you're not what do they say? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Obviously the game plan changes week to week, but like if you have two monster running backs and you have the tight end at your utilization and you have Garrett Wilson squeaking open and that's an underrated part of this all too is Moore's out there on the X lined up. He's drawing a lot of times the number one corner. They're locking him down or he's just
Yeah,
running go routes, but he's taking that attention. And if you want to call him a decoy, sure, but like he's taking attention onto
because it's a
himself.
respect of his skill set. They
Right.
have to respect him, so they got to put somebody good on him.
So a lot of people are like, fuck Elijah Moore. He's not doing anything. We're still winning. Technically, yeah, that's true, but he's drawing the coverage. If you put Elijah Moore out there and take him out there, and now you're putting Denzel Mims, there's not the respect level for Denzel Mims as there is for
You don't
Elijah
have to
Moore.
flow a safety over him. You don't have to exactly. You could play different
Correct.
coverage.
The whole entire scheme changes if you don't have Elijah Moore out there, and they know that. But ideally, yeah, they probably should to get him more involved, even if it's temporarily. Move him to the inside. I feel like Garrett Wilson's game fits the X spot a little bit better than his anyway. Catch those 50-50 balls, body control, running the sidelines. I mean, what's Elijah Moore going to do on a sideline pattern? He's 5'9". What is he going to do? I mean, I get why he's out there, but I also don't. But he's played a majority of his career in the pros there, so I don't know, man. That's something that LaFleur, Saleh, and Elijah Moore are going to have to figure it out. But the longer this lingers
Mm-hmm.
and the longer that he's sour and the longer that I guess, his venomous feelings towards his situation stay in the locker room, the more uneasy I get about it. So for me, come whatever happens Sunday, I need them to come in Monday. They say
Ready
he's
to
coming
work.
back Monday, and they need to both come out publicly and say what's going on. I need Salah to say, hey, we sat down with Elijah today. We have a good plan to get him involved. He's on board. He's rescinded his trade request, or he's looking forward to playing out the rest of the season. And I need more to come out and say that too. You can't
Yeah.
go hide behind some trade request. You can't say that and then not face the music, so to speak.
Yeah.
I need him.
You
I
want
need
to
him to.
tweet? You gotta handle the backlash.
He's got to come in. He's got to apologize to his team if he wants to regain the room and have some respect in the room. And he's got to come out and tell the fans what's up. I'm sorry. I was frustrated. It was a tough week for me. Obviously, having no targets is like a hit to my ego. All I do want to do is win. I'm here to win. I realize now we are winning, and I want to win at all costs. And I know my time will come. I could fucking write the speech for the guy if I wanted,
Yeah.
but
And you
like
know
he
what?
needs to come out and
No
say
one will
something to
care if
that
you win
effect.
two more games. If you come,
Right.
if they win Sunday, they come back. He's like, hey, and even if he comes and says, hey guys, I'm young, I'm sorry, I'm just frustrated. And then they win two more games, and he has like a couple touchdowns. No one will give a fuck that he gave his trade request. The fans will love you again. That's what's
Right.
crazy about even like the whole thing. How fast everyone turned on him, like fast. But that's how it is, and that's the NFL, and that's fandom. You get in between me and my team. I have an allegiance to the Jets. I don't have an allegiance to Elijah Moore.
Right.
I love that Elijah Moore's on the Jets, but if you're making me a Batman decision, you got to pick one or the other. The other one goes. I'm going to pick the Jets.
Right.
10 times out of 9.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that's the thing that frustrates me so much is the fact that the expectations, were low and we exceeded them already this early on. So we have a chance to do something special where we could have a nice offseason. We're not talking about their top 5 pick. There's a lot of good that came out of this. And it's like, I could deal with, hey, we only won 7 games, but you know what? The AFC is a beast. We lost to the good teams. Russell Wilson didn't look like shit all season. We lost to Russell Wilson. We lost to Aaron Rodgers. We lost to the Vikings who are going to go to the playoffs. We lost to, Josh Allen. Like you told me, like you got to go. I have 0 expectations going against those guys. But now that you're saying we're going toe to toe with them and you have an opportunity to do something special, but now you got to deal with this petty bullshit. Like that's what's frustrating is that it's so unnecessary. You know what I mean? It's like everyone's riding high. You got what is it? Wilson, Wilson, Brees, and Sauce all doing the album cover with their belts.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
fun. It's a good vibe right now. And it's like it's almost like that guy at the party who's always got to bring up old drama when everyone's having a good time. It's like, shut the fuck up and just
Right.
let us enjoy it for 1 second. You don't want to sound like the Jeff fan where it's like, oh, Jets couldn't have anything nice. But it's true. We finally have something to be like happy about and look forward to Sundays. And like you said, trap game. Now you got to deal with this. Now, like this is prototypical. Jets lose on Sunday, whether they get blown out or not. Then everything comes crashing down, and they said the locker room destroyed it. It's like we're back where we started. But we talked about the Bills, the Packers game being like a prove it game. This is because now everyone's got big heads. Everyone's starting to talk about us. Everyone's saying, the Jets. You're on national media. You're on everyone's radar. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble the bag. Keep your head down. Keep winning one game at a time. Now you've got a little bit of distraction and a little bit of adversity that the entire team has to blow past. Let's see what they do with it. Come out, beat the shit out of whether it's Tyler Thigpen or fucking whoever, or Russell Wilson, whoever. Beat him.
Ripon is
Whatever, who the fuck he is.
Brett Rippon.
Beat him. Just win. And again, if we win, no one will give a shit about all of this. But if you lose, that's another week about hearing about the distraction. The Jets can't win a game when they're faced with adversity. Like it's DeSalo lose the locker room. It's like now you tumble down to lose the next fucking 4 games.
If for me, it feels different, man. Like I ordinarily every other year, I agree with you. It feels different though. Like I feel like that locker room feels like that locker room's unified. It feels like those veterans have everybody on the same page. And I mean, obviously, we don't know what was going on with Elijah Moore. It sounds like this has been spewing for weeks now. But in spite of that, it feels like everybody's like united for this common goal to continue this streak and to keep winning. Like
yeah, so
and all this rookie class, man, is just it's really brought a ton of excitement. Brees Hall and Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. It just feels like the tide has kind of turned, and this isn't the same old Jets. It feels like, despite more not. Well, I mean, in most weeks we're like, oh, just never mind the distraction aspect, but like, oh fuck, Elijah Moore's not playing. We have no chance now. It's not even that. Like Elijah Moore's not playing, and I still expect to win as much as I did 2 days ago when I thought Elijah Moore was playing. I don't expect the result to be any different.
And this is that test. You're right.
It's a good test.
It does feel different, but this is that test to see, because again, these are all young 22-year-old kids. They only know that most recent generation. Like they only know Tom Brady.
Right.
They don't know Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady, or like Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. All they know is like who's in front of them. We know that like we're in that weird generation of like the transition, so we get like the best of both, where it's like now these guys don't. It's almost like they just don't know any better. Right. It's like the young kids are like, "Oh, you guys sucked for a while. Well, we're good now."
Yeah. All we've ever done is win our entire fucking life. We've won national championships and we go to bowl games and we've won high school. Like we've never lost before. Like we don't lose. And
Ohio State, Iowa State, all these big schools.
Cincinnati, all the Florida State, Cincinnati, like they're just winning programs. And all these young guys that have come in, all they know is winning. And like they don't give a fuck what the Jets have done in the past. And it's a really fresh perspective, because like they don't want to know the history. They don't want to.
It's almost like ignorance is bliss. You came in, you're like, oh, I don't really know how it used to be. We're winning now, so we're having fun. Like that's why it is different. It is a new vibe, which is why I like it. There's hope, and I hope. But I don't think it is, because I think we're right. The green tide has turned. I just hope this doesn't turn into like one of those weird distractions, and the locker room is still intact, and we just head down one Sunday at a time, keep grinding, because like you said, you really do now have playoff aspirations. You really do.
Sure.
You're in the wild card hunt right now. The season, what are you? Aren't we number 3 in the AFC?
Technically, we're 3, but because Buffalo is the division winner, we would go to a wild card. So we would be the 6th seed at number 5 Tennessee right now, which I think that's a winnable game. I think we could beat Tennessee.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But yeah, technically we have the 3rd best record. We would be ranked 3rd in the AFC, but because of seeding purposes, Buffalo leads the division by a game over us. So we would fall to the wild card, essentially.
And that's why expectations have changed. The beginning of the season, we're like, yo, we don't care about the record. We do, but we don't. We want to see progression. We want to see Zach Wilson do well. We want to see the rookies we said we want to see the rookies contribute. Do you remember that? We
Yeah.
just said we want them to contribute. These
Right.
motherfuckers are leading the pack, and not just the team. They're leading the NFL. Like Breece Hall, Michael Carter have the second most yards from scrimmage
Yeah.
in the entire NFL to Nick Chubb and
Yeah.
Kareem
And
Hunt. And
Kareem
Nick Chubb's
Hunt.
got it by himself.
Right.
And they're only short like 80 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like Sauce has more pass breakups across the board and is leading or in the top 2 or 3 in the league on quarterback QBR against them. Like they're
Right.
not contributing.
They're the
They're
reason.
they're the reason we are where we are. So it's like the expectation now, yeah, we were cool. Now we're 4-2. Now it's like, no. I want to go to the playoffs. I want to beat the Bills if we can. I wanted to fucking beat up on the Dolphins. All these teams that were like, oh man, like just make it respectable. Just fight.
Yeah.
Now it's like I expect you to win.
I want to win every week, right? And
Yeah.
whether that's foolish of us or not, that's one thing. But like I think it's a huge thing for the psyche of a fan base is like we feel like we have a chance going into just about every game. Do we think we're going to beat Buffalo? Probably not. But I feel a little bit more like, oh, maybe we have a shot to at least hang around where like before the year, I'm like, oh, we face Buffalo. That's a 40 burger at halftime.
Easy.
But like all these other games, like beginning of the year, I'm like, oh man, they're going to go into Lambeau. They're going to get fucking smoked. But like seeing them progress the 2 weeks before that, I came on here. I predicted they were going to blow the fucking Packers out, and they did because I'm like, Packers aren't very good. The Jets just have something going on,
They do.
and like they haven't had that in a while. Like, do I expect them to win Sunday? Yeah. Do I expect them to beat New England next Sunday? Yeah. Do I expect them to beat Buffalo the week after that? Probably not.
Probably,
But I'll take 6-3 going into fucking bye week.
and then back to the Patriots. Then you got the Patriots and the Bears. But like,
yeah,
in all honesty, like we have high expectations. Like you said, we dive into oh, the Jets are so good, it changes this year, and our wives are like, you guys are fucking idiots. I can legitimately say right here, October 21st, there are 3 teams in the NFL I truly believe we probably can't beat. That's it. I'm like not saying like we couldn't go toe to toe with, but I think like 3 teams scare me: the Chiefs, the Eagles,
Chiefs.
and the Bills.
Yeah,
the Chiefs are they do too much. There's too much going on there. The Bills are a juggernaut, and so are the Eagles. Every other team, Chargers, Packers, Raiders, the Bucks, nobody scares me in the NFL. But really, I legitimately think
I feel the same way.
We can figure out we can win those games.
And some of them are better. Like to me, aside from the Buffalo games, the only one that I am iffy on right now is Minnesota. Minnesota's they're a playoff team. They're what are they, 5-1? Are they 5 or 4-2? Yeah. 5-1.
4-2. 4. No.
4-2.
Yeah, because they lost to the Eagles on Monday night.
Yeah, but they're a good team, and we're playing them on the road. I mean, that's going to be a tough game. If they lose that game, I'd believe that. Like, that's not an easy game. But like,
if Justin Jefferson torches Sauce once or twice, I'm like, oh, welcome to the NFL.
Yeah. But like Detroit, Chicago, Jacksonville, New England twice, like sign me
Miami.
Up. Yeah, Miami again. Like, we haven't seen Tua yet, but like, still with Tua,
Tua should pause on that. Tua should never play in the NFL again.
Yeah,
I feel bad, and like again, I know we're fans and shit, but like, bro, that
dude had his brain scrambled, literally.
Like if you have multiple concussions in 1 year, like
he had him in a week.
Gotta save him from himself, like because God forbid he knock on wood he turns into like a punched up boxer. Like you don't want to see that for a young fucking 24-year-old, 23-year-old, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't just to pause, like he not saying because he's the Dolphins or whatever, but like to save him from himself, like he should easily be out for the rest of the year. But like I would seriously look at and have a conversation with a few doctors of like maybe you should hang it up. But talk for another day.
Right.
We're right. Jets, it's different. I really feel like it is different culturally, physicality, like across the board. The Jets are better than most teams that I've seen in the last how many years of Jets fandom.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But it's different. keep going, head down, keep grinding. Expectations have changed, but you've got to evolve with it. Keep going, keep balling out, and let's see what happens, man.
What's your prediction for Sunday before we wrap?
My gambling brain tells me easily a trap game, and this is something where it comes down to earth and they lose. But I don't think so. I think they keep the momentum going. I think it's going to be a closer game because it's tough to play in Denver, and they've got a good defense. Their offense doesn't scare me that much, but like their defense is good, and this is going to be a game that truly will rely on Zach's shoulders. You can't run your way through this. You've got to make plays against Surtain. You've got to make a couple plays. And I hope the playbook continues to open up, and we can do that. But as in all honesty, more not playing is tough. And yeah. I think it's a 17-14 game. I think it's going to be another like lower, like barn burner, like possession game. I'll give it 17-14 Jets win.
Yeah, I agree. It's a tough game. Defense is pretty stout, although like they have had a couple injuries, and I don't know. They haven't seen the Breece Hall whole dynamic come at them yet. Like they're like that's the same thing. Like going into last week, they're like
Bradley Chubb scares me.
But they're like, oh, Packers 5th-ranked defense, number 1 against the pass. Did they shut the pass down? Yeah, but like we kicked the fuck out of them still, like because we ran the ball. I expect more of that. Like I think they're gonna try to pass a little bit more than they have. But I think they're gonna stick to what works. And I think they're gonna be able to run the ball. I feel that.
I hope so. But like Chubb and what's the other kid? Browning on the other side?
Yeah.
The other linebacker?
Yeah.
They scare me a little bit. Because they're so fast across around the edge. And this is gonna be one of those times where like blitz pickup and like keeping
line
a tight
has to be good.
The line has to be
good again. The line was really good last week. They were good 2 weeks ago. They're gonna have to be good again. And maybe we get to the point where we don't have to say like, oh, the line has to be good. We just know the line is good. But like,
let's hope.
Think at this point it's just been so many moving parts, and there's been one guy in this week and not the next week. Now it finally seems like we have the same line going out there at least week to week. Dwayne Brown looks really fucking good. It seems like we might have some camaraderie there. I'm gonna go 27-13 Jets. Out in Mile High. I think they keep it rolling. I think they're able to run the ball. And I think you have to, I mean, we don't have enough time to get into it, but just like the special teams aspect, they're number 1 in the NFL in special teams. Seems like they're coming up. We should get Mike Westhoff.
Would be proud. Westy would be proud.
We should get Westy back on the pod to talk about the Jets special teams this year. But yeah, they've been coming up huge, whether it's just a field possession game or actually creating turnovers and points and scoring off of them. They've been huge for what they've done in this little 4-2 start. So gonna need that again too in a game like this. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go 27-13 Jets. Spiga's got 17-14 Jets. Cheers to what we hope is another Jets dub on Sunday. That's gonna wrap it here for us. We'll come back at you next week. We'll see what the Jets did in Denver, and we'll fucking find out hopefully what's going to go down with Elijah
Moore saga.
On the next episode of Has the Elijah Turns. So until then, jet the fuck up, baby.
Let's go, baby.